is Dr. Gittens, and I'm the Director of Shell, the School of Continuous Education and Lifelong Learning for the University of St. Martin. Today we held an open house to the business community of St. Martin, and that open house's focus was finding out more about the boot camp series that we have just unveiled to the community. The open house also touched on our first anniversary that was on August 1st of 2016. It highlighted for the businesses all of the partners that we've established over the last year and all of the works that we have done within organizations for employees, their managers, frontline staff, as well as supervisors. The participants from large franchises on the island were very much engaged and see a lot of opportunity with establishing relationship with Shell. One of the focuses that we looked at today was our boot camps. We have a customer service boot camp that we recently unveiled to the public, as well as a supervisory boot camp. Both of the boot camps consist of 2 days. On day one, they will go over 21st century principles of customer service and customer care, as well as supervisory characteristics, the best practices of being a supervisor. On day two of both trainings, they will focus on real-world application, meaning the instructors will lead the participants in really completing scenarios that are true to their common life in their workplace and on their jobs, and situations that may actually occur. So they'll get first-hand experience on how to engage customers, how to lead teams effectively, and how to make the most of their workday. Both of those trainings cost is $399 US, which includes lunch. The customer service boot camp is held on August 23rd and 24th at the University of St. Martin. And the supervisory boot camp will be held on September 20th and 21st and September 27th and 28th. For more information regarding the boot camps, you can call 554-2437 or email shell@usm.online.
Compliance is one of the points that we've been focusing on. The office is almost ready with a compliance guide, which is a guide for both employers and employees. This is across the different ministries. We've cooperated together to put together a guide to inform employers and employees as to what the laws are and what's expected of them, for sure. And I think many of the OPCs actually are French residents, or they live on the French side and working. Sorry?
European.
Okay, yeah, but residents on the French side. And as a matter of fact, this has been one of the discussion points with the French side in terms of, is there room for us to cooperate to make sure that some exchange of information, because some of these same people actually are collecting social premiums and benefits on the French side and then working under the table or under the radar on the Dutch side. So that's something that the French government also has an interest in. But in general, compliance is an issue. The labor inspectors are out on a regular basis. But these are people that are hard to find. I mean, you know that, because they dress as average tourists, and when they see officials come around, they don't have uniforms or shirts or anything like that, right? They look like tourists, and when they see officials come around, they disappear. They blend into the woodwork. So, but it is a concern, and the harassment of tourists. And this is a complaint I've heard on Front Street as well about some of the stores that have very aggressive sales techniques where they're harassing tourists that are walking by. And that's something that's also been pointed out to the inspectorate. So anything that takes away from people's ability to walk unharassed, and to enjoy their private time on the streets is something that has a concern of ours, and also the people working illegally and not contributing to our tax structure is obviously a major issue.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEB.
Life is a journey full of connections. You're in safe hands even when life starts too soon. You don't have to miss a single beat. When a bad hair day makes you sad, just sharing can bring you joy and more to come. They take the plunge, turn fear into faith, while you capture those beautiful moments. In the game of life, it's family that counts. They'll be there even when you lose. We all have our moments of reflection and hope. And when you feel you're losing everything in life, we're there because there's more to come. When life starts too soon, you don't have to miss a single beat. We're here to connect you and share life. Telcel, when you want more.
Need a loan that's quick and easy. Island Finance. Up to 50,000 guineas real easy. Island Finance. For education, a renovation. That's no problem. Yes, it's true. That's not all. They're quick and friendly too. Island Finance. Appliances, vacations, even fix your car. You can depend on Island Finance.
The minister has been doing what is necessary to solve some of the backlogs in lack of decision making that we have had, solving the problem with the pension fund, solving the problem with the SFV, which has enabled us to be able now to complete the government building. And yes, we will have another, not groundbreaking this time, but another ribbon cutting in the next couple of weeks when we move into and occupy the government building that has been there sitting for 8 years. Front Street and Back Street are other priorities that this government said they would tackle. And last week we signed off on the first part, which is Back Street, even though we have already begun before Carnival Front Street in order to get it ready for Carnival. And this week we will sign off on the total project, Front and Back Street as well, because we have secured the necessary funding for that. There are other infrastructure projects that are ongoing. This week, the government will also sign on the hooking up of the homes in St. Peter's to the sewage line and running and connecting St. Peter's sewage line that was left there hanging for years. They just planted a main line, but it was never hooked up to the sewage plant. That will be done now under this government. So there are a number of things that this government has started and will complete. Some of you were here at the press briefing on Sunday when together with Minister Amy Lee, we perused the advice that was made on the 3 bids that were received. And while the previous government showed the people of St. Martin pictures of a new hospital and said that they were ready to build a hospital, a year after they were in government, no hospital was built and no actual proper plans were there. But besides plans, all you had was a quick signed agreement for over 100 million, I believe it was, for the realization of a new hospital without any bidding. The Minister of Public Health, Minister Lee, he made sure that a process was initiated that led to a transparent public bid. Yes, it would appear to some as if it was a delay, but a project that would have cost the people of St. Martin over 100 million we are now getting it for under $60 million. So I think that in itself as well.
With regards to some of your portfolios, particularly sports, that we have perhaps not mentioned in all of this. It's the time when we are talking about the Olympics happening. When can we get to see our own represented in prestigious events such as that?
Well, all those things require years of planning. As you know, those you're seeing now have been preparing for years, some of them 5 and 6 years. And so St. Martin is busy preparing their teams. We have some young people preparing for 2018 in Barranquilla, Mexico, under the Sports Federation. So all sports organizations are working together with the government organization, the NSI, as well as the Sports Federation, to realize a higher level of execution and development for our sports enthusiasts, for those who are athletes right now, the young ones are who we're focused on. We have had several that have made it individually in different areas, though not at the Olympics. We look forward to that. 2020 is right around the corner. And hopefully with what we see in 2018, maybe we can get some hopeful prospects. Of course, we have invested in our sports facilities. We continue to invest in those. We will continue to invest in our athletes, but more so training for coaches and the different organizations, strengthening them. So
what type of investment, Minister, are you speaking of? What type of investments?
Our capital investments that we just approved, we're finalizing 2 facilities right now. If given the mandate from the people of St. Martin, of course, we will continue to prioritize and move on with the others, because the Great Bay, the LB Scott Sports Auditorium was also in line to be fixed, as well as the Jose Lake Ballpark. We have come into discussions for the field right next to the league field, the 2 organizations that will take up those. So we are constantly in discussions and planning on how to improve sports on St. Martin, and government does put the money where we can. However, we know there's limitations on that and in how much we can spend on capital per year. So priorities are set, and with my input, education, culture, youth, and sports definitely is highlighted within our spending.
I guess you have the support of the Minister, no?
Minister No continues to say yes to sports, education, and culture. And so I believe most people have seen that the research shows that the more you invest in our youth, the more you invest in keeping them positively busy, the less we will have to spend in the crime funds and in the other areas of society, the development, social development, etc. Only through education, and with that education, sports, culture, and youth form a strong team. And we must continue to invest there. And that's why I've been shouting so long and so hard that we prioritize our funding with that. And I must say, for the most part, our minister is on board with that. And that's why we need to continue with this team. So I'd like to encourage the voters out there to come out in great numbers and support a team that does it consistently whenever we get the opportunity, whether in parliament or government, to be able to represent you and keep you as the front of our focus and the people of St. Martin's focus, keeping them always in our minds with every decision we take. Of course, leaning on the good Lord for guidance and wisdom so that we can do what is right for this country.
Afford what you crave, life just gets so good. KFC, so good for everyone.
These are the doors that never close. These are the hands that make a difference. These are the walls that could tell countless stories of helping and healing, of storms weathered, of change and growth, of a place where life begins, where hearts are mended, and where hope grows stronger. For more than a quarter of a century, the physicians, medical professionals, and staff of St. Martin Medical Center have combined advanced medical technology and compassionate care to bring a world of medicine to our friends, neighbors, and visitors to the island of St. Martin we all call home. As proud as we are of what we have accomplished, we believe there is still much work to do to continue a proud tradition of providing everyone in our community with the latest technology, the best medicine, and the most exceptional care. St. Martin Medical Center, celebrating 25 years of serving, caring, healing.
Oh my, what an inventory list, and so unnecessary. But wait, your home contents are all insured by Be Sure. That means that you determine the amount you want to insure. No inventory list, no hassle.
Are you Be Sure? Be Sure.
Bob, I can understand why you're parking so carefully. Of course, when you can get 80% discount on your Be Sure car insurance. But that's overdoing it, Bob.
Are you Be Sure? Be Sure.
Yeah!
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
In my opinion, everything is perfect and you would be great for the job. But I see here that there's a 2-year gap in your resume. What did you do?
I was hospitalized for mental illness.
Oh, mental illness?
I've undergone treatment and I have a wonderful family that supports me.
Well, that is good news.
No, it's fine. I'm recovered.
We'll contact you, okay?
For a better understanding of mental health and what you can do to stop mental health stigma, please go to the Mental Health Foundation's website at www.mhf-sxm.com.
I just want for the record to correct that an advice was sent to the office and had not yet been seen by me. The advice, however, was not an advice on a new law. It was an advice coming from the department or from the Secretary General from the Legal Affairs Department that basically said that the court case, the verdict was out, and by virtue of the verdict, the Integrity Chamber law, as approved in Parliament, became null and void. And if government wanted to proceed with drafting a new law, that decision, meanwhile, has been taken by the Council of Ministers. So the Legal Affairs Department is charged with drafting a new law, and that new law would have to take into account the indications given by the Constitutional Court as to their reason why they could not uphold the draft, or rather the law that was approved by Parliament. Also, yesterday the Council of Ministers decided to send the response from government to Parliament on the changes to the Constitution to stem the ship jumping, so to speak, to give listeners an idea of exactly which draft law we are talking about. The draft law to change the Constitution in connection with ship jumping. We've had reactions from the Kingdom Council of Ministers that were not too favorably looking at it because they felt you were creating second-class members of parliament, etc., etc. In the meanwhile, ever since then, we've had two teleconferences between our people and their legal people. The local chamber, Council of Advice, had also made some remarks and had some concerns. We have addressed all of these, and the law with our comments have now been sent to Parliament. So it is now up to Parliament to schedule a date for that public handling of that draft law to take place. Whether we will have a voting now on it before election or not is still yet to be seen. Everybody knows, we believe people know that in order to change the Constitution, you would need a 2/3 majority, so 10 votes. So even if the coalition votes for it and we do not get 2 votes from the opposition minimal to go along with it, it would not be accepted.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
We want to transform St. Martin into a productive center of growth. We can do it. The 1 to 1.5% is there, but we can do much better. We need to build on what is there and improve upon it. The PPA is not there to put down what has not been done in the past or because it's too little or too late. The PPA is there to build and make things better. That plan that we have has a St. Martin where our youth and our elders have a future. A St. Martin where, as Philip and the other candidates mentioned, where social inclusion for every single person on this island. It's only about 60,000 of us. Just think about that. We are not dealing with millions or hundreds of thousands of people. So there is absolutely no reason in my simple mind or in my heart that people are still homeless, that young people still don't have a job, that they are disillusioned, or that the elderly are being threatened to put out of their homes. There's absolutely no reason for that in this country. If you want to do it better, there is a way. Don't turn your back on yourself. Look how it looks, look how it feels. That's nothing. Look forward. We can do it. Creating more value in terms of economics. We have a great person coming in the next couple of weeks, actually next month. And I'm going to repeat it again. I invite every single person, regardless of their political affiliation, if they really truly care for St. Martin, if an idea is good, take it and run with it. If it's good for this country and its future, take it and do something with it. Do not put it in the freezer and say, oh, it comes from Philip, or it comes from Les, or it comes from Francesca. What said, oh, it comes from Cressida. Oh, Lord, please do not implement that. If it is good, take it and do it for the people of St. Martin. The inequality that is there right now on this island is killing St. Martin. Those of us who are doing a bit better and even more better than the rest, how could you sleep? How could you leave this country have only 22% compliance? What are you doing with the rest of your money? And you expect for those same young men and women who deserve a job, who deserve a chance, not to be the solution in this country that we all love? What you reap, you sow. You cannot live in a glass house and see all people pass in front of you and not have a job. No more. This is St. Martin. We can do better. The inclusive character which will transform this country into the Monaco of the world. We've heard this many, many times. I've said this many, many times from 2003. It is about time that the people of St. Martin stand up and say, give this party, give this leadership that opportunity. We will not fail you. We will not fail your children. I will not fail you. I will not fail your children. And I don't even have kids. My kids are the kids of all of you inside here. Every single one of you, regardless of your background, regardless of where you come from, your kids are the future of this country. A lot of other persons have gotten the opportunity to be in office, not for one term, not for 2 terms, for decades. For God's sake, if it didn't happen then, when is it going to happen? When?